Joining us on New Canadians is Trevor Holder, Minister of Post-Secondary Education, Training and Labour here in New Brunswick. So, Minister, let's talk about the population growth we've had in New Brunswick. I know that a lot of it is thanks to international immigration. So how did the government do this?
Well, we've been working on population growth for a number of years in New Brunswick, but we've recently released a new strategy. And we want to focus a little bit more this time on creating what I would call that stickiness that not only attracts new Canadians to New Brunswick, but keeps them here once they arrive so that they don't take off to other parts of Canada or even leave Canada. We want to make sure that they stay here and help us build this great province and make it even better than it already is. And we've been doing that over the last number of weeks and months with the rollout of the strategy, and we look forward to making sure that we continue to grow our population. We have 120,000 people leaving the workforce in New Brunswick over the next 10 years due to retirement. Now put that in perspective. In some parts of the world that may not seem like a lot of people, but that's the size of Greater St. John, which is where we are today. So that is a significant number of people leaving the workforce over the next decade in a population of 750,000. And you know, there's a whole host of things that we need to do. We need to make sure that we're creating that economic development opportunity here in New Brunswick that other countries, or other provinces rather, I look at Saskatchewan. You know, they, I believe, in a safe, responsible manner, have developed their natural resources in Saskatchewan, and they've attracted 200,000 new Canadians over the last 10 years is my understanding. That's where we want to be. So we want to create that economic opportunity here and make sure that we're also a welcoming and inviting province so that we're attracting more people than ever before.
Right. Can you share with us maybe what the government is planning to do moving forward for new people coming into the province and how to support these newcomers?
It's very important that we work with local communities. I look at some of our smaller rural communities here in New Brunswick, Saint-Quentin in northern New Brunswick, and Chipman in the middle section of New Brunswick. Two forestry-related communities. In one case, J.D. Irving has a mill. The other case, Groupe Savoie has a mill. We want to work with those industry leaders along with those local municipalities to and make sure that the funding's in place to build strategies around housing, recreation facilities, and what that might look like. Because building a recreation facility around basketball or floor hockey might not be where we need to be focusing on. It could be cricket, it could be soccer, it could be things that we don't necessarily we may not necessarily have focused on. Right. In days gone by.
Well, today's an opportunity through the Culture Fest to learn more about other cultures. So what have you personally learned today?
Well, what I've learned today is that people are excited to be here, first of all. People love New Brunswick. People from all over the world want to be here. They want to work here. We need to make sure we have the opportunity for them, and we need to make sure that the province continues to support events like this today so that we create that welcomingness, but also that education for the greater community, what it means when we all work together.
Now, lastly, I want to talk about other Canadians across the country who may not know enough about St. John, but of course, again, New Brunswick as a whole. So why St. John, from your point of view?
Well, you know what? I used to be a tourism minister in this province, and I've told people...
Very relevant question.
Very relevant question, and I like to say that previously I used to invite people to come and spend a couple of weeks in New Brunswick. Now I get to invite them to come and stay forever. And I believe that the slower pace of life, the beauty of our province and our city here in St. John is all what will attract people, and we just need to make sure that we've got the other supports in place, and that we need to have the economic development environment so that they can find work to live, raise a family, and help build this province and this city to what it could be, and even better than it already is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Minister.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.